Hi, everybody. Brendan Gulick with you from Progressive Field after the Cleveland Guardians took Game 1 of a 3-game series from the New York Yankees tonight. Final score 3-2, and I'll tell you what, pretty dramatic game, all things considered. Obviously didn't start great, and certainly had some fireworks late. Ultimately, though, the Guardians figured out a way to pull this one out. I think the best way to describe Cleveland's win today is that it was quintessential Guardians baseball against quintessential Yankees baseball, and today the Guardians happen to be just a smidge better. Not a great start for Shane Bieber literally at the start of the game, but by the time he was done, his final line was terrific. So let's go into some of the numbers and a couple of my thoughts from the game. We'll start with Bieber, who finished the day 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. All in all, that's just fine. He gave up 4 balls put in play at more than 106 miles an hour in the first 6 batters of the game. The Yankees teed off on him early, including a 2-run double from Giancarlo Stanton that I was surprised it didn't go through the left field wall. He hit it so hard. It certainly didn't look like a great, right out of the gate opportunity for the Guardians, and give Shane a ton of credit for limiting that damage to just 2 runs in the first inning, because if all of a sudden the Yankees throw up a really big crooked number, then you're fighting an uphill battle against a team that's got a ton of momentum, and everybody pretty much knows how the Yankees offense can be pretty electric. So credit to Shane for getting out of that first inning, only giving up 2 when it certainly looked like it could be much worse, considering it was bases loaded, nobody out when Stanton himself came to the plate. And as it turned out, Bieber really turned in a pretty good outing from that point forward. He actually retired 16 of the next 18, and it ended up being 16 of 20 to end the game. I really thought he did a terrific job. He ended up giving 7 innings to Terry Francona and a team that pretty desperately needed a good start, because this bullpen's been pretty well used through the first 10 games of the year, now first 11 games, having thrown more innings than any other bullpen in baseball. Between the start yesterday from Zach Plesac and the series finale against Seattle, and now what Shane was able to give them today, it gave those guys an opportunity to catch their breath a little bit. And on top of that, the Guardians pulled out a victory. So well done by Shane Bieber to be the ace of the staff. And when he clearly didn't have his A-plus best stuff early on, was missing over the middle of the plate, he kept the team in striking distance early on. I thought that was really critical. James Karinchak deserves a lot of credit too, because I think it's pretty safe to say James Karinchak's had a bit of an up and down kind of year. And when he started things by coming into the game and having a pitch clock violation before he even threw his first pitch in relief, and he said after the game, we talked to him, he said, look, it didn't bother me. I absentmindedly stepped off the mound and, okay, fine, next pitch. It still put him in a little bit of a hole. And, Miles Straw, obviously one of the best defensive center fielders in all of baseball. Maybe he makes that play a little bit more than he doesn't, but it was a bit of a gamble of Straw trying to charge on a ball hit line drive directly straight at him. He dove and he missed, and the ball goes all the way to the fence behind him, turns into a leadoff triple. Well, when you're leading 3-2 and you give the Yankees a leadoff triple with the heart of their order coming up, that's obviously not a great situation. And Karinchak figured out a way to induce a check swing, pop out to second base to Aaron Judge. Then he struck out Anthony Rizzo, and he struck out Giancarlo Stanton to get out of the 8th inning, and he almost tackled Mike Zunino. He was so excited when he was coming back to the dugout. A rather unique and yet quintessential Karinchak celebration, too, in the 8th inning. And then Emmanuel Clase did what he always does, or seemingly always does anyways. The best closer in baseball, in my opinion. He really looked good again tonight when the Guardians needed him to lock down a 3-2 victory. So well done by those two guys. Clase picked up his 3rd save of the season. Mike Zunino, the first Cleveland Guardian to have 3 doubles in a game since Lou Marson did it quite a while ago. Zunino, I actually thought kind of got jobbed a little bit on that last one. Certainly if you saw the game, you might agree. He hit a ball off the left field wall that never actually ricocheted off the wall. It somehow got lodged in the wall where the scoreboard is. And it was a huge bummer because it was a ground rule double with Will Brennan on first base. That essentially took a run off the board. Brennan would have scored standing up from first. He was already around third when Judge had gotten the ball or gotten to the ball at the wall there in left center field. So that was certainly disappointing. But again, give Zunino credit because he continues to see the ball really well at the plate. And while maybe defensively it's been a little frustrating at times, he certainly has produced an awful lot of offense from a spot in the order that the Guardians did not see a lot of offense the last couple of years. So that's been a nice change for sure. And I should say the sacrifice fly from Josh Naylor that ultimately was the deciding run of the game. Thought that was great. And Josh Naylor continues to have a nice start to the beginning of the season. Really good work from Miles Straw early in the game when he was fighting off some pitches. In fact, he had fouled one off of his shin, and then he beat out an infield single to extend his hit streak to 10 games. Well done by Miles Straw in that one as well. One other note I thought was kind of interesting. The Yankees had hit at least one home run in each of their first 9 games of the season. It was only the 4th time in franchise history that they'd ever done that, and they did not hit a home run for the 10th consecutive day because no home runs here today. So that Yankee streak is over to snap that at 9 at the beginning of the season. I know a lot of people are talking about Josh Bell right now. Not a great start, but Terry Francona made the comment post-game to us that he basically said, look, Josh is certainly trying to work his way out of it. It's just a bad start. And typically guys that are that hot and sometimes get that cold, if you look at the arc of their career, they're going to find a way to get back really well. They'll bounce back well. And he said sometimes they are equally as hot as they were cold at one point. And when Josh Bell snaps out of it, it'll be fun to watch. So look, so a vote of confidence from Tito as Josh Bell continues a tough start at the plate. But gosh, Cleveland can't wait for him to get going as the Guardians continue this homestand. This is 4 consecutive games now that Cleveland as a team has not hit a home run in this ballpark. Now, they probably would have hit a couple if the wind wasn't blowing so hard over the weekend in to knock a few down, but it is a little odd that Cleveland is among the, league leaders in fewest home runs offensively this season. And Josh Bell certainly a guy that Cleveland's looking at and saying, hey, we need some pop in the lineup when he's at the plate. So hopefully he'll get it going here pretty quickly too. It's nice that the Guardians got this one because tomorrow Garrett Cole's on the bump, and that's always a tough matchup. So Garrett Cole and Hunter Gaddis will pitch Game 2 of the series, 6:10, right here at Progressive Field. It's the middle of this 3-game set and game number 5 in the 6-game homestand for Cleveland, who picks up a big win over the Yankees. For all the latest on Cleveland Guardians baseball, head over to clevelandbaseballinsider.com. We'll see you again tomorrow night. I'm Brendan Gulick. Have a great rest of the night.